Most relationships fail because people are emotional illiterates who refuse to do the hard work required to make them succeed. You're either growing in a relationship or decaying in one. There's no middle ground. If you're in a relationship right now and you're not actively working to improve it, you're already on the path to failure. Love isn't some magical force that keeps people together. It's a skill, one that must be learned, practiced, and constantly refined. And if you're not willing to put in the effort, you don't deserve to be in a successful relationship. Let's be real. Most people treat relationships like a convenience store. They show up when they need something: affection, validation, sex, and disappear when things get difficult. That's not a relationship, that's a transaction. And when both parties operate like that, it's only a matter of time before the whole thing collapses. Relationships require sacrifice, communication, and accountability. If you're not ready to take full responsibility for your role in the relationship, you're just another failure waiting to happen. This video isn't for people looking for feel-good affirmations or excuses for why their relationship is falling apart. This is for men who are tired of failing, tired of being emotionally weak, and ready to take control of their relationships. If you want real results, you need real action. And that starts with understanding the hard truths about why relationships fail and what you must do to make yours succeed. Then, why relationships fail and why you're probably doing it wrong. Here's the reality. Relationships don't fail because of bad luck or some cosmic imbalance. They fail because people are emotionally lazy. They expect love to be effortless, as if chemistry alone is enough to sustain a lifelong partnership. But the truth is, relationships are like a car. You don't just start it up and expect it to run forever without maintenance. If you don't put in the work, it breaks down, and if you refuse to learn how to fix it, you end up stranded. Society has conditioned people to believe that love is about passion, romance, and grand gestures, but real relationships are built on discipline, communication, and mutual growth. If you're not willing to confront your own flaws, communicate your needs, and hold yourself accountable, you're setting yourself up for failure. And let's be honest, most people don't want to do that. They'd rather blame their partner, make excuses, or jump ship the moment things get hard. That's not love, that's cowardice. The consequences of this mindset are everywhere. Divorce rates are sky high. People bounce from one failed relationship to the next, never learning from their mistakes. And men, in particular, are suffering. They're either settling for toxic relationships or avoiding them altogether, too afraid to put themselves out there. But here's the thing. You can't run from relationships. They are one of the most fundamental aspects of human life. Whether it's with a romantic partner, family, or friends, your ability to build and maintain strong relationships determines your success and happiness. This video isn't about quick fixes or superficial advice. It's about giving you the tools to build something real, something that lasts. If you're ready to stop failing and start succeeding, you need to understand the core principles that separate strong relationships from the wreckage of the average one. And that starts with the first step. Taking full responsibility for your role in every relationship you're in. Step 1. Take full responsibility. Stop blaming everyone else. You want a successful relationship? Start by owning your shit. Relationships fail because people refuse to take responsibility for their actions. They blame their partner for the breakdown, complain about miscommunication, or act like victims of circumstance. But here's the truth. If your relationship is failing, you are at least 50% responsible. And if you're not willing to admit that, you're part of the problem. Emotional responsibility isn't about being perfect, it's about being accountable. It means recognizing your flaws, acknowledging your mistakes, and actively working to improve them. If you're constantly getting into the same fights, experiencing the same breakdowns, or attracting the same toxic patterns, it's not just bad luck, it's you. And until you take ownership of that, nothing will change. Stop expecting your partner to read your mind. Stop waiting for them to fix your insecurities. Stop blaming them for your emotional shortcomings. If you can't communicate your needs, that's on you. If you're bringing unresolved trauma into the relationship, that's on you. If you're emotionally closed off, afraid of vulnerability, or unwilling to put in the work, that's on you. Relationships don't fail because of love, they fail because of weakness. And if you're not willing to be strong, you don't deserve a strong relationship. Real men take responsibility. They don't make excuses. They don't point fingers. They look in the mirror and ask, "What can I do better?" If you want your relationship to succeed, start there. Step 2. Communicate like a goddamn adult, not a child. You think communication is just talking? That's where most people fail. Communication isn't about spewing your emotions or demanding your partner read your mind. It's about clarity, intention, and emotional maturity. If you can't articulate your needs, listen without deflection, and engage in difficult conversations without shutting down or blowing up, you're not communicating. You're just surviving. Most relationships collapse under the weight of unspoken expectations. You're angry your partner doesn't get you, but you never clearly told them what you need. You're frustrated they don't support your goals, but you never had an honest conversation about what success means to you. You're resentful because they don't respect your boundaries, but you never set them in the first place. That's not their failure, that's yours. Real communication requires vulnerability. It means having the courage to say what needs to be said, even when it's uncomfortable. It means listening without interrupting, without planning your rebuttal, without letting your ego take over. It means being present not just physically, but emotionally. If you're in a conversation and your mind is already wandering, you're not engaging, you're avoiding. And here's the kicker. Communication isn't just about the big stuff. It's in the daily interactions, the small check-ins, the willingness to address issues before they fester. If you wait until resentment builds to say something, you've already failed. Relationships don't die from one explosive fight. They die from 1,000 ignored conversations. If you want your relationship to last, stop treating communication like a last resort. Make it a daily practice. Speak with clarity. Listen with intent. And stop acting like a child who expects the world to accommodate your emotional illiteracy. Step 3. Set boundaries or get walked all over. You want respect in your relationship? Then start acting like you deserve it. Boundaries aren't about control. They're about self-respect. If you don't set them, you're giving people permission to walk all over you. And if you think love means tolerating disrespect, manipulation, or emotional abuse, you're not in a relationship. You're in a prison of your own making. Here's the reality. People will treat you exactly how you let them. If you allow your partner to disrespect you, ignore your needs, or gaslight you into doubting your own reality, you're not being strong or mature. You're being weak. And if you keep making excuses for their behavior, you're complicit in your own suffering. Boundaries aren't negotiable. They're non-negotiable lines that define what you will and will not accept. If your partner crosses them, there must be consequences. That means no more letting insults slide. No more tolerating broken promises. No more accepting half-hearted effort while you give everything. If you don't enforce your boundaries, they don't exist. And here's the hard truth. Setting boundaries will scare people off. That's the point. You don't want people who can't respect you. You want someone who values you enough to honor your limits. If your partner can't handle that, they don't deserve you. Stop being afraid of conflict. Stop worrying about being too much. Stop letting people take advantage of your kindness. If you want a relationship that works, you need to start acting like someone who won't settle for less than they deserve. Step 4. Win or get left behind. You want a successful relationship? Then start winning in life. Relationships don't exist in a vacuum. If you're failing in every other area, career, health, personal growth, don't expect your relationship to magically thrive. You bring what you are into every relationship. If you're weak, insecure, and unmotivated, that's what you're bringing to the table. And if you think your partner is going to carry you, you're setting yourself up for disaster. Winning isn't about being perfect, it's about momentum. It's about discipline, progress, and relentless self-improvement. If you're not growing, you're decaying. If you're not moving forward, you're dragging your partner down with you. And if you think love alone is going to keep someone by your side while you stagnate, you're delusional. People don't stay with losers. They stay with people who are going somewhere. That means taking control of your life. Get your body in shape. Build your career. Develop your mind. Cultivate discipline. If you can't manage your own life, you sure as hell can't manage a relationship. And if you're waiting for your partner to motivate you, you're already lost. You need to be the force that drives the relationship forward, not the dead weight holding it back. A strong relationship is built on two strong individuals. If you're not winning in life, you're not bringing value to the table. And if you're not bringing value, you're expendable. That's the brutal truth. So stop making excuses. Stop waiting for things to get better. Start winning, because if you don't, someone else will, and they'll take your place. Step 5. Respect or watch it collapse. You want a relationship that lasts? Then start respecting each other, fully, completely, and without condition. Respect isn't about blind loyalty or tolerating bad behavior. It's about valuing each other's worth, recognizing each other's strengths, and refusing to settle for anything less than what you both deserve. If you're in a relationship where respect is missing, you're not in love. You're in a power struggle disguised as companionship. Respect starts with how you speak to each other. If you talk to your partner like they're beneath you, like they exist to serve your ego, you don't deserve them. If you belittle them, dismiss their opinions, or act like their emotions are a burden, you're not in a relationship. You're in a hierarchy where you see yourself as superior. And that doesn't build love, it builds resentment. But respect isn't just about words. It's about actions. It's about showing up, following through, and proving that you value your partner's time, effort, and commitment. If you're constantly breaking promises, ignoring their needs, or acting like their support is a given, you're not respecting them. You're exploiting them. And if you think love means they have to tolerate your inconsistency, you're wrong. Real respect means seeing your partner as an equal, not a possession, not a prize to be won, but a person with their own goals, ambitions, and worth. If you can't honor that, if you can't treat them with the dignity they deserve, then you don't get to keep them. Because respect isn't optional in a strong relationship, it's the foundation. And if it's missing, everything else crumbles. Step 6. Adapt or get left behind. You think relationships are static? That once you find the right person, everything just magically works forever? That's the fantasy. The reality is, relationships are dynamic. They evolve, shift, and change. And if you're not willing to adapt, you're going to get left behind. Life doesn't stop moving, and neither do people. If you're clinging to how things used to be, refusing to grow or resisting change, you're not preserving your relationship. You're killing it. Growth is non-negotiable. You either evolve together or you drift apart. People change. Priorities shift. Goals evolve. If you're not willing to move with that, if you expect your partner to stay exactly as they were when you met, you're setting yourself up for failure. And if you're not growing yourself, if you're stuck in the same patterns, the same mindset, the same weaknesses, you're not just holding yourself back, you're dragging your relationship down with you. Adaptability means being willing to change your approach. It means adjusting your communication style, redefining your expectations, and finding new ways to support each other as life throws its inevitable curveballs. If you can't handle conflict without shutting down, you need to change. If you can't support your partner's growth because it threatens your ego, you need to change. If you're too rigid to compromise, too proud to admit you're wrong, or too scared to face hard truths, you need to change. Relationships aren't about comfort, they're about progress. If you're not willing to evolve, you don't deserve to keep what you have. So stop resisting change. Stop pretending that love alone is enough. Adapt, grow, and fight for what you want, because if you don't, someone else will. Your final warning: act now or keep failing. This is your last warning. If you don't change, you will keep failing. You can watch this video, nod your head in agreement, and go right back to doing nothing. You can keep making excuses, blaming your partner, and pretending that love alone is enough to sustain a relationship. But if you do, you'll stay exactly where you are, stuck, frustrated, and alone. The only way out is through action. You now have the tools. You know the brutal truth about why relationships fail. You know what it takes to build something real. Responsibility, communication, boundaries, growth, respect, and adaptability. You've been given the blueprint. But knowledge without action is useless. If you don't start applying these principles today, none of this matters. So here's what you do. Take one step right now. Have that hard conversation you've been avoiding. Set a boundary you've been too afraid to enforce. Start working on yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally. Stop waiting for things to magically get better. Stop expecting someone else to fix your life. Take control. And if you're serious about changing your life and building a relationship that lasts, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is just the beginning. There's more coming, more truth, more action, more fire. But none of it matters if you don't take the first step. So what's it going to be? Keep failing or finally start winning?